I'm so sorry for not posting lately. My last video was published more than a month ago, the one about abstinence. First of all, I want to thank all of you who watched the video, even if it was by pure curiosity or if it was because you are actually considering doing abstinence. I hope that it answered some questions and I hope that it brought lights to some areas of your life. And even if it's to criticize or learn more about it, the view is appreciated, and I hope that the message spoke to you in a way or another. So, how are you guys? I hope that everybody's doing great. I hope that you guys have a lot of things going on in your lives. For me, too, a lot of things are changing. A little bit of hair action going on here. Just cut my hair recently. So, I hope that all of you have different kind of things going on, a lot of changes happening in your life. Today, we're going to talk about how to know what your purpose is. I know that some of you might think, but that's what her first video was about, and why is she talking about it more? But it's not the same thing as the first one. The first one was more a video to encourage you to just seek God and seek what He wants for your life, what purpose He wants for your life. But this video is more about like, okay, I'm getting closer to God. I'm on my way, not there yet, or maybe I'm really close to God, but it seems like there's just this sense of purpose that I don't have in my life. So, how really do you get to that point where you get inside of yourself and you really know what talent that God gave you that you need to act on, and how do you get to that place where you know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be? So I listed 5 little steps that you can take each day during the following week, or even like every day of your life, depends on you, but that can help you really awaken these talents and this purpose that might be sleeping on the inside of you. So, what do you do when you're just so confused and you're like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing? All of these people are just doing all of these amazing things. They're writing, they have amazing jobs, they're traveling, they just seem to know exactly what they're doing with their lives. First of all, I want you to just stop now. And the first thing is to stop comparing yourself to others. Remember that you are an individual. And in order to really seek what you were created to be, in order to really know like what works for me and what's the purpose that God wants to give me, you need to stop looking around and you need to start focusing on yourself first. So that's point zero. So now let's start. 5 simple things that you can do. First of all, you can wake up early. Why? Because you know the mind and the body responds to silence. That's why I love to travel alone. That's why I make sure that at least once a month I have some me time. I have maybe 1 day or 2 day where I just do what Sophie wants to do. I just take the time to listen to myself. When you wake up early, it's just you and the silence. Nothing really is going on around you. And you get to really like hear what you need to hear. You get to meditate, you get to pray, you get to do like all of these things that can help you go on the journey on the inside and just listen to what your spirit, what your soul wants you to hear. When I wake up early, I just go to a spot that I really like where I can just stare at the sunrise, and that really helps. That helps me get a moment of silence, that gets me thinking about things that are happening in my life. And by doing this, you can think about things that you don't get to think about when there's a lot of noise around you and when you're just always busy doing things routines of your daily life. So first of all, when you take the time to really wake up early, like maybe 1 hour before you really need to start your day, you get the time to breathe. Second thing is really to question where you are right now. Nothing that you're living is a coincidence. Where you are now, the people who are around you, the people in your life right now, are not a coincidence. So instead of just always wishing your days away, wishing your life away, and always like wanting to be in another place, in another phase of your life, you should embrace the now. What can I learn from my now? And remember that what you're living right now is a consequence of all the actions that you took in the past. So, why am I here? What did I learn from my mistakes? What did I learn from my past experience? What did I learn from my past relationships? All of these questions are things that you need to think about, and you need to not only just like throw the questions in the air, but you need to really take some time to answer them. And this is why you need to spend the time alone to ask yourself the questions. Am I happy with where I am now? If not, think about why you are here and why you are not happy. Because there can be two reasons. Maybe that you are in a phase where you need to learn discipline and you need to live in the moment, even if you don't think that you are where you're supposed to be, but maybe there's a lesson that you need to get from it. And the second option is that maybe you are really not where you were supposed to be. So, what do you do about it? Why are you in a place where you're not happy? Is there something you can do about it? Can you just walk and just go forward with your life? Or are you just thinking that you're stuck in this place, but you're not really stuck? It's just that you don't take action on it. Third thing is to take a journey on the inside. It's a little bit different from the point one, which is to just wake up early and spend time with yourself. Taking a journey on the inside is stretching out of your comfort zone. It's just leaving the box where you were for a certain period of time and expose yourself to an environment where you can learn, where you can like be with people that you don't know, where you can have to do, where you're gonna have to do things that you've never done before. This is taking a journey on the inside. I'm reading this book that's called Instincts by T.D. Jakes, and it's about discovering your inborn drive. It's learning to use the tools that God already gave you and create opportunities with these specific gifts that you have. And he was saying that the times when he really got to develop the talents and the gifts that God gave him were the times when he had no other options than to swim. It's like they throw you in the middle of the ocean, like you lose your job, or you're just put outside of your comfort zone, and you're like, okay, what do I do now? I don't have a manual telling me, okay, wake up at this time, do this, do that, and then your day is over, and then I take my paycheck and I'm done. No, I don't have that. Now I don't have a manual, I don't have a guide. So what do I do? And you take action on it. And you're like, okay, I can do this, and I have this gift and this talent, so I can do that. I can create an opportunity by talking to that person or that person. And that's how you get stretched outside of your comfort zone, and you discover like all the talents and all the gifts that were already on the inside. But because you didn't create the environment for these gifts to come to life, you didn't know about them. Or maybe you knew about them, but you thought that maybe it was not the right time. But sometimes when life just puts you in a completely opposite direction, that's when you get the slap on the face and you're like, okay, it's time to awaken your gift. Number four, pray. Yes, I bet like a lot of people saw this one coming. It's really important to pray about your dreams. Really important to pray about them. And some people, they don't really get the concept of praying about your dreams or putting your plans in God's hand, because for them they think that just praying about it just means that you just sit and you wait for doors to open and you don't do anything. When you pray, you give God the opportunity to open doors for you that you could not open on your own. And I lived so many things where I saw God really putting all of the pieces, all the points together for me to be at a specific place in a specific time so he could use someone to open a door for me. It's really important that you pray about it, because when you pray about it and you have the faith that God listens to you and that he wants the best for you, you will not be moved by obstacles. You will not be moved by difficulties. Yes, you're going to face some walls. You're going to face tests. You're going to face trials. But you're going to know that because there's this super force, supernatural force that wants the best for you, that knows you better than you know yourself, and that can align every point of the universe to make things work for your good, you're going to have the insurance then even if it doesn't happen the way that you planned it to, even if it doesn't happen at the time that you want it to, you're going to know that everything is working for your good. And when the odds are going to start connecting and when doors are going to start opening for you, you're going to know that it was not you, but it was some kind of force, some kind of supernatural force working for you. And you're going to realize that it happened at the right time, at the right place, with the right people. Because you remember that your understanding is limited. You only see what's in front of you. You have a limited vision, but you need to know that God can see way beyond what you can see. And if you just trust him, if you just put your plans in his hand, he's going to take you to places that you could never imagine for yourself. And then last point, fifth one, act on it. As I was saying, praying about it doesn't mean that you just sit and you do nothing. After prayer, you need to ask for your spiritual ears to be open, for your spiritual eyes to be open, and you need to ask for wisdom to seize the opportunities. It's not only like ask for wisdom to see when it's the right time to act on it. Like when you, let's say that you want a job in some kind of a firm, and then you pray about it and you're like, I'm never going to meet the boss, like they must receive a lot of CVs like every month, so there's no chance really that they're gonna pick me among all of these people who are applying. But then you pray about it and you ask God for some kind of opportunity, and then you're at the restaurant, and then who walks in? The CEO of the firm, just like that. Or you're just going to sit there and just like stare at him eating his pasta? No, just go present yourself, have insurance, even if you're doubtful, even if you don't have the confidence, even if you bathroom saying, Holy Spirit, give me the words, give me the wisdom, and then just go. Even if you have to do it afraid, you need to do it because you need to seize the opportunities. And when you're positive about something, when when you have the conscience that you need to discover your purpose, when you know that there's more to life than everything that you've been doing right now, when you know that if there's something on the inside that makes your eyes open like that and you're so passionate about it that you need to make a living out of it. You can't just like sit and then be bored at work or do something that you don't like and then just dream about all of these things that you're in love with. That doesn't make any sense. You need to live the life that you love. And it's something that everybody deserves to live. You need to do something that adds value to your life and that makes you happy. You need to be in that place where the two pieces of the puzzle just connects and you're like, okay, this is me and this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And when it's going to connect and it fits perfectly, you will just know because it will feel exactly like it's supposed to feel. So if you're at that phase where you don't know what to do to discover your purpose, spend some time alone, pray about it, act on it, and don't be fearful. Don't be afraid. Even if you feel afraid, you have to act confident, and you have to ask God for the boldness that you need to seize every opportunity that He's going to put on your way. If you haven't done it yet, order my book today on Amazon, Daughters and Sons of the King, Learning to Adjust Your Crown and Be Who God Created You to Be. And I take the occasion to just think, anyone who sent me some message about the book to tell me how it helped them in whatever situation they were going through, or how it helped them to have this desire to develop a closer relationship with God. And all of the people who bought the book, the people who came to my book signing, your support really means a lot to me. And most of all, what's really important for me is that through the books, through my story, through these pages, that you really learn to adjust your crown and really realize that you have an invisible crown, and it's your job to fix it. If you're not in a situation, if you're not living a life where your crown, this crown that God gave you, is glorified, then you need to think about it. You need to take some step back and be like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And all the answers will come when you start getting closer to God.